Do you guys know each other?
No, never met. I don't really want to know him either.
Bob.
How you doing, Bob?
Frank, Bob, Frank.
That's a hell of an intro.
You do a shoey when this is over.
100%.
What size shoe are you?
11.
We got to do it out of JR's 15 and a half. That's what's up.
You get 2 beers in there.
At least.
My boy, man, me and Deli did that shit after we won the championship, Delavadova.
Yeah.
Bro, fucking hammered and what was it, the excess fucking drinking beer out of the shoe, bro.
Oh, gross.
Your own shoe after the game too?
It's disgusting.
Yeah, but it was technically a dress shoe because I wore it to the game and I didn't wear it.
okay.
So that's fine.
Not my game
Game.
one.
I thought you meant your gamers. I was like, damn.
No way. That's disgusting.
Little tang to it.
That's nasty work.
I watched Daniel Ricciardo after an F1 race do it out of his shoe that he was wearing
Disgusting.
in the race.
What NBA player would be the nastiest to drink a shoey?
Ooh.
Like Joker? Big,
No.
sweaty?
It's a lot of guys got some fucked up feet, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie, my feet aren't the prettiest, but compared to some that I've seen, like literally like fucking,
Yeah, crooked up.
oh man. Like, bro, did you do anything else? Like, anything else?
Part 3 podcast.
Let's fucking go.
Even Malbon.
Oh my goodness.
Let's get right into it.
Put us down for the birdie, dog.
Just a bit outside.
Gang is back together.
Somebody give me your fucking putter. Hoard the putt in. I had to make it.
So Ryan, give him the SWOT analysis of JR's game. Whereas as a professional, he's gonna talk about your strengths, your weaknesses, the opportunities, and the threats.
Facts. And what I need to work on.
The threats is what you better fucking tighten up. Right? The threats is not the good part. Back here on the Part 3 podcast, Ryan Ruffels, professional golfer, one of the greatest amateur players to ever come out of Australia and has had great success on multiple tours around the world as an adult. Team Malbon, one and only Ryan Ruffels, is gonna give the SWOT analysis of Mr. J.R. Smith's golf game.
The average Joe, by the
So
way.
SWOT is strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. That's what you told me, Stephen?
Sure.
Okay. Strengths of JR's game. This is the first time I've seen him play today. He drives it really well. He's got over 120 club head speed, got the fade working, that sort of thing. He's very, very good off the tee. Weaknesses, I'm gonna say, from what I've seen, I'm gonna say shot choices around the green. I think there's some that, like we were talking about it a little earlier, but there's an opportunity to putt sometimes and you'd rather chip.
Yeah.
I think the chip's sometimes a little bit inconsistent from some of the spots, but you got good hands too, so there's that. Opportunities, I mean, you were telling me about your last college event where you left in the bunker 5 times, so I haven't seen you hit a bunker shot yet today, but maybe there's some opportunity for improvement in there. But other than that, I think if you drove it really straight all the time like you're driving it now, golf's pretty easy from the spots you put yourself in.
Yeah, I will say that in events I did play in, when I was driving the ball well, it took so much pressure off of everything else in my game.
Yeah. If you're 300 plus down the middle of the fairway, you can tighten the other stuff up a little bit and that'll give you a shot or two, but that's your big part of your scoring there. Golf's easy from there. Then threats. Threats to your golf game. This is a good one.
Being too athletic.
Too athletic, think you're gonna pick this up so easy.
Right.
There's probably a little bit of that. When you picked up golf,
100%.
did you think you were just gonna kill it off the bat? I mean, you're obviously really good, but.
For the first swing ever picking up a golf club and like in a real, outing in the situation. I was just supposed to be hanging out. I hit it 300 down the fairway.
Yeah.
I threw the club back. This game is easy.
This game's
To
too
hell
easy.
with golf.
Okay, so I'm gonna say threats is expectation.
Yeah.
I think anybody who's come from another sport, especially at your level, there's an expectation you're gonna step out here, play well, or at least pick up the game quickly. Unfortunately, the sport's not like that.
No.
Not at all.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Greens.
What about them?
Like, how do you read greens?
You know how I don't aim point. A lot of people aim point.
I don't aim point either.
I don't like
know how
aim
to do
point
that.
at all. But Bermuda greens, you're always looking for the grain. Like, see how there's so many different colors?
Yeah.
Like, there's a bit of dark green over there. There's a bit of light green over here.
Mm-hmm.
Grain only grows downhill. So if you keep an eye on the grain, it gives a pretty good indication to which way the green's breaking.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's like it's never going to grow uphill unless for some weird reason that they've like forced it to do that, but they never would. But like say on this putt, for example, like that's all dark green in here. That's light green there. It probably means it's going to be a little bit uphill, and then it's going to start going downhill at the hole. And if you look at the cup, I mean, you probably know this trick.
I've heard it, but I don't really understand how it works.
So see how it's a little bit burnt on this side? There's a little bit more damage.
Yeah.
I mean, they're fresh cups, so it's not as bad. But you see how there's like a bit of brownness and almost like burnt edge over there? Mm-hmm. Means the slope's going that way. It's always going to go towards where there's damage on the hole.
Okay. See, I ain't know that.
Yeah.
Like I hear it, but it never really resonates.
That's not a great example because nobody's, like it's a fresh cup. Yeah. But if you play anything past like the first tee time, it'll be very obvious which side of the hole. That means it's always going to break that way.
It's about as good as I could do from there, though.
But you can definitely see it's going to be slow, and then it's going to be quick. That's the stuff when you were saying before how you can't putt from off the green.
Yeah.
It's probably because you don't see the grain quite as much off the green.
Left edge.
So
Left edge.
what do you think? Somewhere in around here?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
You like that?
Yeah, I do.
Now it's just speed.
I think you could do maybe just a little less. Just a little, though. Putt.
Still just making these pars.
Putt.
Still making these pars from the woods, dog. Making these pars from the woods, bro.
Just started out the right a bit. I think if it started on line, it was pretty good. Just started right.
Definitely.
That's what I'm talking about here. If you were to putt this shot, see the difference in color?
Yeah.
Like right here versus right there?
100%.
So if I drag my wedge, I'm getting like nothing. Then I come over here and I drag my wedge. See how it all kicks up?
Yeah.
So that's gonna be super slow, that's gonna be super fast. And you have to like know that if you're gonna putt it. Otherwise, it'll just get stuck.
Would you normally putt this right here?
No. I wouldn't putt
chip
that
that?
in particular. But the one you had, I'd putt this from that.
Yeah.
Because I don't like to lie. And you gotta be perfect. I think it's so easy. If I catch the grass first, it's just gonna go nowhere. So I think from that, I would putt that 100 times out of 100.
Really?
Yeah. You chip this?
I mean, if I was a little left, yeah.
So if you were right here, you chip it? Or more like here, you saying?
Yeah, like if I'm like here, I would chip it. Only because this right here scares the shit out of me, but if I could see grass around it, I would chip it.
I'd almost putt this still. I mean, I get it. Like, you could chip it for sure, and you got good hands. But, I don't know. It's not a very hard putt either.
But it outweighs the bad with your chips when you putt it.
Yeah, you can see how even I got stuck there a little bit.
Yeah.
You don't get stuck with a putter.
Right.
Yeah.
Because worst comes to worst, like even that last one, I mean, I know it's from 110.
Yeah.
But you don't have to worry about blading it or hitting it fat.
Exactly.
If you just fucking...
And that's like a real... Even pros worry about that.
Really?
On short chips, like when it's grainy, think about it all the time.
I wouldn't have thought that. For me, like the biggest differentials of basketball and golf, it's like basketball for me, especially the position I played, I was a shot maker.
Yeah.
Like you're only as good as the shots you make.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm not necessarily worried about what my miss is gonna do.
That's interesting.
But
this sport's all about your misses.
It's all about your misses.
Yeah, your good shots or whatever, but if you hit 2 OB, that's really where your bad score came from today.
100%.
Yeah, so you're worrying more about your misses in this sport, tightening your misses than making the shots.
Because at the worst, if I airball a shot, I'm just getting back on defense and hear a couple boos, and then if I make a shot, I'll hear some cheers. It's that fast.
Yeah.
But for y'all, it's like you gotta walk to the next tee box till you get another driver to where it's like, okay, I got it.
And you might not get a driver for 3 or 4 holes after you've hit a bad one. So yeah, I'm gonna say expectation. There you go.
I like that. Appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Of course, dog. Keep playing well though. Keep driving it like that. You're gonna be just fine.
Yes, sir.